Sony's The ColleXion headphones are really meant to be the ultimate 1000X model. They're also the most expensive, so there was a lot of hype around these headphones, but after really putting them through their paces, some of the hype is justified, but there are areas which can be better about the Sony The ColleXion. We're going to talk about that as well as compare them to some of the most popular headphones like the Sony WH-1000XM6, the AirPods Max 2, Bose QC Ultra Gen 2, and the Sennheiser Momentum 5. Links in the pinned comment if you want to check the latest prices on Amazon. Click here for Shopee. And if you want to know what my custom EQ settings are for the ColleXion headphones, a video is coming, so get subscribed if you don't want to miss it. These have the latest integrated V3 processor with DSEE Ultimate, which is Sony's best audio upscaler that not only patches in missing high-frequency detail in compressed music files, it also cleans it up and improves track separation. So, for example, percussions sound tighter and more tactile if you turn on DSEE Ultimate. We now also have a dedicated button to swap between different spatial audio modes, but what really strikes me about the ColleXion is its build quality. They feel more solid than your regular 1000X headphones. From the all-metal headband, the metallic buttons and ports, the ear cups having a slimmer profile with solid shielding for the drivers and the components inside the ear cups instead of the usual loose fabric. Now, what's also worth mentioning is that although the ear cups are slimmer, they're actually more spacious inside, so I don't feel my ears pressing against the components as much. That said, unlike the Mark 6 headphones, the ear cups cannot fold inwards into a smaller form factor for better portability. I do like the case though, it's slim and has a handle, something that I wish Apple would do. One issue that I did face with it is its multi-point pairing. When I'm paired to my PC and my phone at the same time, device switching is not seamless. Sometimes on my iPhone's music app, the play button becomes unresponsive, and sometimes other apps don't have audio, even though audio can still be played in the music app. I have not experienced anything like this before, but maybe it's something that can be fixed in a future firmware update for the ColleXion headphones. In terms of microphone quality, although the AirPods Max 2 has the best voice pickup clarity in quiet conditions, it is the ColleXion that has the best mic pickup of all of them in this comparison in noisy conditions. From the background noise reduction to the voice filtering and amplification, it's also an improvement over the WH-1000XM6. Although I will say that the Bose QC Ultra Gen 2 is also pretty good in this comparison, just that it wasn't amplifying my voice as much. I tested them in both quiet and noisy conditions using really loud cafe noise and wind noise from this fan. I am now making a phone call in a quiet place using the Sony WH-1000X headphones. I'm now making a phone call in a quiet place using the AirPods Max 2 with voice isolation mode turned on iOS. I'm now making a phone call in a quiet place using the AirPods Max 2 on an Android device. I'm now making a phone call in a quiet place using the Bose QC Ultra headphones 2. I'm now making a phone call in a quiet place using the Sennheiser Momentum 5. I'm now making a phone call in a quiet place using the Sony WH-1000XM6. I'm now making a phone call in a noisy, windy place using the Sony WH-1000X headphones, also known as the ColleXion. Quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I'm now making a phone call in a noisy and windy place using the AirPods Max 2 with voice isolation mode turned on iOS. I'm now making a phone call in a noisy and windy place using the AirPods Max 2 on an Android device. I'm now making a phone call in a noisy and windy place using the Bose QC Ultra headphones 2. I'm now making a
place using the Sennheiser Momentum 5. The quick round forms over the restart. I'm now making a phone call in a noisy and windy place using Sony WH-1000XM6. The quick brown box drops over the lazy door.
In terms of active noise cancelling, now this is one area which the ColleXion doesn't do as well as the WH-1000XM6. It is a bit weaker against noises in the upper mids and in the region below 500 Hz. This means you're going to hear a bit more of general everyday noises near heavy traffic, human chatter, and even from noisy fans. Now, compared to the rest, its noise cancelling is a little less quiet than the AirPods Max 2, Bose QC Ultra Gen 2, and the WH-1000XM6. But it is stronger than the noise cancelling of the Sennheiser Momentum 5. Listen to the samples. Now, if you want to compare their active noise cancelling and call quality to other products, for just $1 per month or more, you can access my secret weapon, my personal database, which lets you compare their samples A to B directly. Hundreds of people have joined up because this saves you so much time, being able to just cut through all the marketing and compare the products yourself without visiting a store. Most stores don't even let you try the products due to hygiene reasons. So join now on YouTube or Patreon through the links below. As for the ColleXion's transparency mode, it's pretty awesome. Ambient sounds are well amplified, sounds from both near and far away feel natural, and voice pass-through is clean and loud, including my own voice. Now, its transparency does feel a bit darker than that of the WH-1000XM6 and the AirPods Max 2, but it does sound brighter than the Bose QC Ultra Gen 2 and the Sennheiser Momentum 5's transparency. That being said, all of these headphones are great for general awareness and face-to-face conversations. As for the ColleXion's sound quality, I will say that it's full sounding in the mids. Its bass is loud but well separated from the rest of the sound, so it doesn't bleed over into the mids, and I would describe it as leaning bright and crisp in the upper mid-range. Its noise floor is also very low, so there's that sense of darkness in the soundstage that lets the music and its different elements shine brighter against the backdrop. And I would describe its soundstaging as sounding enveloping, yes, but at the same time close and intimate. Right now, I'm going to compare them individually to the others in terms of sound quality, and we're going to talk about which one is the better purchase. But before that, let's listen to how that sound quality compares to the others A to B with these sound samples. To compare their sound quality to other headphones and earbuds, go to loudandwireless.com/sound samples. Comparing the default sound quality of the Sony ColleXion to the WH-1000XM6, the ColleXion's track separation is cleaner and mids feel a bit more relaxed, so vocals don't sound as tensed up as the Mark 6. Actually, they are very close in terms of tuning and sound signature, but I do think that the ColleXion sounds better overall. Other reasons you might want to get the ColleXion instead of the Mark 6 is definitely the build quality, and because it's also more comfortable to wear since the ear cups are more spacious inside and the clamp is not as tight as the Mark 6 out of the box. Being able to swap listening modes or spatial audio modes on the fly is also a plus, but not really essential in my opinion. Now, the main reason I will choose the Mark 6 over the ColleXion, well, aside from the price, is its better noise cancelling easily. Comparing the sound quality of the Sony ColleXion to the AirPods Max 2, the ColleXion sounds much fuller and more dynamic. Bass has more gravity, depth and extension, and since its dynamic range is fuller, it makes background details shine brighter and louder. On the other hand, the AirPods Max 2 sounds more clinical, so vocal separation is more distinct, laid back, and its sound staging has a bit more air in it. I personally would totally pick the Sonys because since they're lighter, they're also more comfortable to wear for longer periods. Its mic pickup is better on non-Apple devices, and they're also fully supported on both iOS and Android, so you're gonna get all the features and settings regardless of which device ecosystem you're on. That includes multi-point connection to non-Apple devices, sound quality settings with a great range of EQ presets, and a 10-band graphic equalizer. On the other hand, the AirPods Max 2 will not have any of those things on devices that are not Apple, so you're gonna get more flexibility if you pick the Sonys. Now, that being said, aside from having better noise cancelling and transparency performance, the AirPods Max 2 is the more seamless experience if all your devices are Apple. You have an iPhone, iPad, MacBook Pro, whichever, because you can switch the audio between these devices seamlessly, as well as getting super wideband voice capture from the microphones, but only with Apple devices. For me, those are the main reasons to pick the AirPods Max 2 over the Sonys. Comparing the sound quality of the Sony ColleXion to the Sennheiser Momentum 5, the ColleXion sounds more forceful in the mid-range. Its dynamic range is also higher, so subtle details in the soundstage are louder and more obvious. The Momentum 5, on the other hand, sounds more relaxed in the mids, more mellow, its sound staging is also more airy, and while its bass is a bit heavier, it's a bit less textured and tactile than the ColleXion's bass. Overall, I think they both sound good in their own way, but it's worth noting that the Sony ColleXion does sound a bit louder at the same volume level. Now, that being said, I do prefer the Sonys for its better microphones, noise cancelling, and transparency, and although they are both high-res wireless certified, it is the Sony that supports the more common high-res codec LDAC, whereas the Momentum 5 supports the less common aptX lossless. Where the Sennheiser is better is in terms of battery life. At up to 57 hours with noise cancelling, it is almost double that of the Sony's battery life. Plus, its battery is also user replaceable. So when its battery lifespan is depleted someday, you can actually buy batteries from Sennheiser and replace the battery yourself. And this saves on cost if, say, you don't feel like upgrading to a newer headset in the future. Also, the Sennheiser supports USB Type-C audio, whereas the Sony does regular 3.5mm, which, to be honest, is quite decent, but it doesn't charge the headphones at the same time while you're listening, unlike USB Type-C audio. Comparing the sound quality of the Sony ColleXion to the Bose QC Ultra Gen 2, they're both very similar in terms of bass and mid-range signature, but the Bose sounds a bit more V-shaped, with lower mids and vocals a bit more pulled back, so the timbre of vocals sounds different. The ColleXion does sound more aggressive also, while I would describe the 2nd Gen QC Ultra as sounding a bit more relaxed and spacious compared to the ColleXion. Now, to be honest, I prefer the sound quality of the Sony, although the Bose is also quite nice. It's also worth mentioning that the Sony sounds about 10% louder at the same volume level compared to the Bose. So overall, which one of these headphones are better? Now, if you're talking about performance, battery life, comfort, these are both quite comparable, but the Sonys are more audiophile oriented. So they support high-res wireless streaming, and they've got features like DSEE Ultimate, which upscales the resolution of lossy music files very well. They're also more customizable than the Bose. So if you want to say have more freedom to tune the sound quality of the headphones, the Sony's 10-band graphic EQ is awesome, as well as its various EQ presets and settings. But the Bose, on the other hand, does have better noise cancelling, and I do prefer its spatial audio mode. It's well done, not too much reverb in the soundstage, and head tracking works with any device and content, whereas with the Sony's, head tracking will only work with Dolby Atmos content on specific devices, Sony Xperia and Google Pixel devices. The Bose also supports USB Type-C audio, so if you want to listen wired, the headphones can get charged at the same time. So that's how Sony's The ColleXion headphones compares to the others. Links in the pinned comment. If you want to check the latest prices of all of these headphones on Amazon, click here for Shopee and subscribe for more reviews like this one. Also, do check out my full take on the Sennheiser Momentum 5 or the AirPods Max 2. Go ahead, take your pick, up or down.